Okay, so today I'm taking a look at last week's Christmas special, which was Time of the Doctor. So I really did enjoy it. I thought it was actually alright. I didn't, well, there was obviously a few things that I didn't really like, but there's always things I don't like, so yeah. So the bit at the start with the Cybermen and Daleks, where he's got a Dalek, he's got part of a broken Dalek in his hand on a Dalek spaceship, and it's quite funny. Then obviously he takes the Cyberman head, I think it's called Handles, he takes that onto a Cyberman ship, which is also very funny, and I thought that was quite a good kind of way to start off an episode, with a bit kind of funny. And then obviously, hang on, yeah, so it's the Powell estate, which was the same estate that Rose lived on, and in the original filming pictures that we saw a few months ago, I really did think that Rose Tyler was going to be in it, and I was actually quite worried that she was, that they were going to bring her back, but they didn't. They didn't bring her back, and obviously that's where Clara is living at the moment, or that's where her parents are living, or her grandmother is living. And speaking about her grandmother, she was actually in Vengeance on Varos back in 1980 something. I think it was 86. Yeah, I think it's 86. It might have been 84. Sometime in Colin Baker's era. But yeah, I didn't like the bit with the nudity with Matt Smith. You know, I just didn't think it was relevant at all. Wasn't needed. It was. I think it was just something to make little kids laugh, and make kind of like some fangirls happy to see it. So yeah, I really didn't like that. Then obviously he puts his hologram clothing on, and I didn't like that too, because it was just a bad idea. And it was just kind of silly. And then obviously you've got the humour with the turkey throughout, and I thought that was alright, because it's not like it's going to happen throughout Series 8 and Series 9. It's just, it's alright just for one special. And then obviously you've got the iPlayer joke, which I suppose was alright. Wasn't too bad. Just a bit of something to put in there for a bit of comedy. Now on the magazine cover, it just says, "Time's up. Can the Doctor defeat the Daleks, Cybermen, Silence and Weeping Angels before the end of his final life?" But the Weeping Angels weren't in it that much. Neither were the Silence. Now, something a lot of people are kind of asking questions about is why the Silence didn't try and kill the Doctor when he was on the spaceship thing. Now that was because it's a different type of Silent. The original Silence we saw were working for Madame Kavarian, trying to kill the Doctor to stop him answering the question which the Great Intelligence asks on Trenzalore in the name of the Doctor. But obviously that's why she tries. Well, they try and kill him. They're the people who blew up the TARDIS. That's basically it. It is quite hard to understand, but then once you've kind of been told a few times, it does kind of like stick in your head a bit. Now obviously the Doctor takes his hair off, and I really hated that. That wasn't funny. That was just silly. Again, it just wasn't necessary. the Doctor's woolen frock coat. I do really like that. I have been thinking of getting one like it, but I've decided not to. I am thinking of getting one more like he regenerated in, and the one that he actually spent most of Series 7B in, other than that one with the reds, the blood, the Crimson Horror. And again, it was a crap story. So yeah, I really like that. Just something I wanted to say. A bit of a question that I've got for any of you who might know this. If you know the answer, please answer it in the comments section below. Is the Doctor's grave still on Trenzalore, or was time completely rewritten? So will he go there in his 26th incarnation? So in his final life, will he go back there to do this final kind of battle? I just don't know that, so I was just wondering about it. Obviously some music from the End of Time was also used in it, where the Doctor has been, completely aged. If any of you are asking about his age, obviously not many people, well, no one actually knows the answer to this, but I'm kind of guessing about 2000, because originally, when this story originally started, like back in the day of the Doctor and that, he was around about 1200. But then obviously there was a 300-year battle, making him kind of old but not too old, and I did actually think the makeup was very nice. It did actually work really well. It did actually make him look like an old git. But then when he completely aged, grey hair and everything, he kind of, I think he looked like 500 years older. So that kind of takes us to about 2000 years old. That's just at a guess. Obviously no one actually knows the answer. But basically, if anyone asks me, I'd say around about 2000 years old. The Wooden Cyberman, I didn't like that either. Well, it's not that I didn't like it. It just wasn't too bad. And obviously, Cybermen are supposed to be metal. And then when they're recreated wood, so that they don't show up on any, radar stuff, it just doesn't really work very well. And then obviously they've got flamethrowers as their guns. It kind of, at times I kind of like it, but then at other times I really kind of hate it. So obviously the Time Lords come through the crack. They send regeneration energy through the crack. Just imagine you got some paper as the walls of the universe. We're on this side, and so is everything else, and then the Time Lords are in this side in the pocket universe. They're basically putting holes in this, which are the cracks in time, so that they can give the Doctor more regeneration energy, because obviously he has just saved Gallifrey and possibly Trenzalore. So they think he deserves a new set of regenerations. A lot of people asking what incarnation Capaldi is. He is the 15th incarnation. He's got 11 left now. He's the 15th regeneration. Basically, obviously, there's the first 8. Yeah. Then there's John Hurt as 9, making Eccleston 10, and Tennant 11. But then obviously the Doctor has that thing with Dalek in Journey's End, and that kind of gets away of it, burns a regeneration. So Tennant is actually 11 and 12, making Matt Smith 13. So does that make Capaldi 14? No, because he burned a regeneration when kind of destroying the Daleks with his regeneration energy. So he's 15. Unless that doesn't class as regeneration, but it probably does because it is regeneration. But we will still call him the 12th Doctor. So the bit with Amy at the end, I did like that, I really did. I'm not sure why, but I just did like it. I think it's because every Doctor has their companion. I'm not going to go through them all, but they all have their own companion. Like the 7th Doctor and Ace, the 7th Doctor and Ace and the 2nd Doctor and Jamie, they just go so well together. They're just two of them. So the fact that 11 and Amy kind of they do go together very, very well, and it's very nice. I just think it's really nice. But then at times I don't really like it. Then you've got Wake Up, the song that they sing right at the end of The Rings of Akaten, another crap story. But they sing that at the end of The Rings of Akaten, and then there's an instrumental version playing whilst the Doctor's, saying his final words. Where we all change. If you think about it, we're all different people all through our lives. I'll put the whole I won't put a full transcript on. I'll just put his final words in the description, just in case any of you are kind of just wondering what they are. The fact that he takes off his bow tie, it is quite emotional, and then drops it on the floor. That is kind of emotional because obviously he has been wearing his bow tie since the 11th hour in 2010, so nearly 4 years ago now. So it is quite upsetting, and obviously a lot of people were thinking that it's going to be a slow regeneration, so it's going to take quite a while to change. But actually, he didn't take that long. He took 2 seconds. He just tilts his head back and then, very quickly, and then he's Capaldi. And at that point, Clara was really shocked, but obviously they're just kind of going towards each other with their eyes really wide open, like proper wide, in shock. And then obviously Capaldi goes in pain, kidneys, I've got new kidneys. And I think he's going to be a great Doctor, and I really can't wait until next August, when the new ones come out for Series 8. Now I think that's all I've got to say for this review. My next review is going to be The Face of Evil. I think that's the first classic series that I'm going to be reviewing since my old channel, which, it's my first one on this channel. So, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. So I'll see you later. I'll see you next time when I review The Face of Evil.